Hello everybody and welcome back again to Let's Play Disco Elysium. Okay, so today we can finally continue to explore this island after we got a little bit sidetracked, or well, more like delayed in the previous episode by a very long dream sequence about, well, apparently not his ex-wife but his ex-fiancée. But I mean, at least it gave us some interesting information about Harry's past and his relationship to Dora. I think that was her name, so I think that was pretty neat. But now I guess we can go back to the task at hand, which is to, investigate this island. I didn't get a new quest. I just finished one. I think the one about the figurines. Because I wasn't supposed to give it to Dolores Day, but to Dora, which I guess sounds similar. But I mean, she didn't want the figurines either, and she wasn't real. It was just a dream, so there's that. But yeah, I guess now I have to take care of this task here. Find fuel, then put it in the generator upstairs to power the console to open the door. There could be fuel on the island, tucked away somewhere. Explore, look around. Okay. Let's do that. Now, I think we have like two doors. One is over here, and this is the one that I can't open, right?
You see a small metal door nested inside a larger one. A heavy steel blast door. There is a conventional keyhole above the handle. It's very small.
What's on the other side? How do we open this? Yeah, what would be on the other side?
Another part of the island, probably. The lock looks like it could still be usable.
And how do we open this?
Maybe this is one of the doors we don't open?
He looks at the door, then at its bigger brother, then at the lock.
He's right. It would be better to open its big brother. A powerful engine hangs under the ceiling. It must control the blast door.
You're right, we open the big one. Do you see the controls anywhere? No, this isn't one more door. We're opening it. I find us not opening it highly unlikely. Sure, you're right, we won't have to open it. So what is the small and what is the big door? I guess it's the small one, and this whole thing is like the big door. So if we open the big door, we kind of open the small one as well, right? And we kind of know how to open the big one because we need to use the console, but we need fuel for it, right? So yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, on the console just southeast of here. Remember? Let's look around. Getting the blast door open seems like the best plan.
Alright, so this is basically the same task, is it not? The large blast door blocks your path forward. You have to get it open, maybe from the console if there's a button. Yes, we had a look at the console, but the console needs electricity, and thus we need some fuel. Okay, I get it. But we do have like another door over here, right? I went through this in my dream. I hope I can go through this in reality as well. Okay, I can. Yep, this is not a dream anymore. A firing slit. You can't see inside. Okay, let's look around a bit. It must have been a direct hit to take out such a large chunk. Oh, this is a bomb crater. Let's see. The distant sound of cargo ships, signal horns echo on the water. Can't go down here, but I think I was able to go through here, right? Yes. The reeds sway strangely. No, it's nothing. Are you sure? Maybe you should investigate. Okay, let's just wander around a little bit. what we can find. The ice cracks under your feet. Be careful not to fall through. Oh, this is ice. I thought this was just some white sand. Okay, let's maybe get off the ice. And yeah, this over here was where I had my trippy dream. Can I go back to that chain? I can. The winch is broken. Rust has eaten what remains of the chain.
A strange feeling looking at the water. Maybe you should just wander off into the sea. Leave it all and walk in.
Yeah, but unlike in my dream, I won't be able to walk on the water. Why? But it's cold. Raise your sight, shake your head. What happens if I raise my sight?
In the still mirror of the bay, you see Martinez reflected. Tall edifices of ruins reach into the water, like shimmering towers. And the shacks too. Pine trees and motor lorries, upside down. Islets and posts, like stepping stones, lead into the water in front of you. Go. Step in. It's been too long.
But it's cold.
Yes, cold and still. But love is warm, like the inside of her mouth.
Well, I think I would prefer not to think about that at the moment.
Yes. No. We're not starting with that. Not now. Not this time. This thought is over.
I agree, Volition, so let's not do this. Let's not walk into the water. You will probably drown. Okay, so can't go any further in this direction, it would seem. Well, is there anywhere else I can go to? Maybe this way? Okay, apparently this is the way we can go. The pain in your pelvis makes you wince, then you continue. Yeah, I'm still not quite okay. The inside of the fortress, you make out the console and the blast door. Looks like we can continue in this direction. And ooh, well, this looks suspiciously like a canister for fuel. The depot that supplied this chain is long gone from the coast. What do we got here? A weathered artillery map showing coordinates in the Bay of Revachol. An old medicine cabinet newly stocked with duamine. Okay. So someone has been here recently and, yep, put some duamine inside. I guess I'll take it. And what do we got here?
There's a rain-soaked mattress on a concrete slab, only half covered by the crumbling roof. At the head of it, double embrasures, firing slits like two eyes in the wall.
B triple prime. This looks like a good place to shoot from.
Okay, so is this actually the spot where our sniper was and killed Laylee all the way on the other side of the bay? But why? I mean, clearly this guy seems to be living here with a stocked medicine cabinet. So has he just been randomly shooting people from this island? It's not like he specifically came here to shoot someone, right? Apparently he must have been here for a while. Or maybe he just stayed here after he shot the guy. I don't know. Anyway, let's inspect the mattress.
A single-person mattress, modern, civilian use. Brand name, Marjorie. There's a fuel stain on the cover, along with cigarette burns. And an empty can of beans on the ground next to it, filled to the brim with cigarette butts.
Okay, let's pick one out of the can.
The silhouette of a tobacco picker adorns the paper filter. the brand Tio Moteri.
Ah, yes, we have seen this before. Tio Moteri, like the ones we found at Land's End, remember? Someone's been smoking Tio Moteri cigarettes, not a lot of that around. And yeah, we've seen it before.
I may have been wrong when I said it wasn't important. This means the same person could have visited both locations.
Right, that could be the case. And to be fair, Harry tends to assign importance to pretty much every hint or clue he finds, so sometimes he has to be right, right?
I didn't see any signs of smoking inside though. If people live there, they keep it tidy. This here may also be a smoking spot.
Anyway, let's inspect the wall.
There's a firing slit in the wall in front of you, like a little window.
Touch the concrete first, look through the hole in the concrete. Okay, let's touch it first.
Quite old and grimy from years without cleaning by anything other than the rain.
Then let's look through the hole.
The springs screech as you lean on the mattress and crane your neck to look out. Trepidation, a tingling feeling in your stomach. A small piece of Martinez coastline opens up in the square in front of you, like a tiny landscape painting. 1 kilometer across the water. The ruins look familiar.
Okay, what is on the left?
A towering skyscraper, its top floors shaved off by artillery fire. Capeside apartments. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33A and 33B.
Okay, so these are the apartments, and on the right?
The red chimney and collapsed back of the 4-story tenement in front of the whirling in rags. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 10. The doomed commercial area.
Okay, and what is in between the two?
The box-shaped silhouette of the whirling in rags. Its sloped roof, a tiny fleck of light catches your eye on the rooftop. Sunlight reflecting off the upstairs window of Clausia's room.
Well, motherfucker, I think we found it. There it is. I can't be 100% certain, but I feel we can be pretty certain. I mean, you calculated this location from Clausia's bedroom, and now you can confirm it from this location. So I think there it is.
Do you have a line of sight to the window?
Mm-hmm.
More than that.
Kim, with a pair of binoculars, I would be able to see inside the room. Yes, there's an opening between 33A and 10. I can see the roof. And apparently I can see inside the room.
A pair of binoculars? Or a scope of a rifle? You'd be prone, lying on a mattress, barrel resting on the embrasure.
Cheek against a cheek rest, hand on the hair trigger. On a calm day like this.
Kim, I could make it. I could make the shot. I don't want to boast. Well, he probably could make it.
Good. I think we have it, Detective. The origin of the shot. This is the sniper's nest.
Okay, so we finally found the location. Again, we could have found this earlier if we had just checked out this place earlier, but at least we finally did it.
Affirmative.
Finally, better late than never. Why didn't we come here before? That's a good question. Booyah, master cop work. Yeah, why exactly didn't we come here before?
Why? We don't go everywhere in the 1,000-meter radius of the crime scene. That's not procedure.
Yeah, but I mean, this was one of our suspected locations where the shot could have come from. And after we already ruled out 2 of them, this should have been the first place we checked out afterwards. So, yeah, I feel we should have come here earlier. You're right, 6 people are dead. We could have prevented it. We may have.
Don't beat yourself up, officer. We did not put guns in their hands or get them drunk.
He looks north over the fortification, then adds,
We will make up for it. Here. I feel it.
So, do you think the shooter is still here?
Where?
In Martinez on the island, right here. Point at the mattress. I mean, that would be quite the feat. No, I think on the island.
He does not answer, just nods. With his back hunched, he looks around once more and says,
We should move now.
Yes, we still need to open that blast door. And for that, I'm going to need this canister full of fuel. Perfect. Also pretty valuable. Not that I'm going to need the money, but still. Let's have a look at it. Here we go. There's still some fuel in this battered canister, a liter or two. The metal looks decades old. The logo of the automotive manufacturer LUM has faded on the side. Alright. And yeah, I guess we finished another task. Presumably the one about where the shot came from. And I got the fuel. Also, I did get another skill point, so what are we going to do with that? May as well put 1 point into savoir-faire, why not? Since I never increased that one. Okay, we got the fuel. Let's get back into the bunker. Oh, hang on a second. You feel eyes on your back. Someone's watching, but you can't say where. Yeah, maybe our sniper is still around. We should be careful about that. Anyway, I guess the fuel goes into the generator over here, right? And then the generator will power the console, and then the console will open the door.
This old cylindrical generator waits with its fuel cap open. Makeshift electrical wiring runs out of its side and across the floor.
Alright, let's pour the fuel into the tank.
The lieutenant assists you, holding the canister up to the fuel tank as you tilt. Dark brown, viscous fluid pours out, and the room fills with a chemical smell. There's a red starter switch on the side of the cylinder and a start rope on the other side. The lieutenant flicks the switch.
And I will pull the rope.
The recoil start wakes the old generator up. The machine sputters like an old warhorse before settling down to a rattle.
That should do it.
Alright, so the generator is active. Now, let's go back to the console. And let's see if we can finally use it.
A dim golden glow animates the console. Faint, like a ghost light. Urgence ouvert reads one dial key. Allumer reads another.
It's on. Turn emergency open.
Alright.
Automatic boot.
So I'm guessing this will open the blast door.
I think, yes. Let's see. That one. The emergency open.
But I mean, obviously, I also have to try the other button. So what happens if I use the light?
The lighting in the room turns on with a sizzle. A dim ambient orange.
Nice. And the radio?
The dial slides under the dusty glass, dark and silent, despite the power being on. You make out defunct stations on the UKV frequency. The words, failed insula, are written on the band.
Alright, so that doesn't really seem to do anything.
An idea lights up in your head.
Oh, well, maybe. Maybe we could contact Sona, the programmer lady. She could open the door for us remotely? No, it's too far-fetched. I mean, we can just pull the switch and then the door will open, probably. But I kind of want to see what Kim says to this weird suggestion.
This is an air-gapped system. Of air, I think they call it.
Right,
That
I
won't
remember.
work.
So yeah, I guess it wouldn't work anyway, even if we had to use her help.
We are better off looking for a mechanical solution, if we need one at all.
Alright, let's try the emergency open.
The blast door opens with a series of clicks. A shaft of light appears, then widens as the light shines in.
There we go. We did it. It's taking its sweet time, but it's opening.
After you.
Right, that's another task complete. Before outside, when we were walking across the sand, I felt someone watching me. Right. What's there? Point to the door. What if we get into another fight? Yeah, someone might be watching us, Kim.
So did I. Not back there, but I felt it since we came here.
And what do you think is behind the door?
I don't know.
A thin wisp of smoke rises from a charred black fire pit. The wind picks up, then dies down again.
So, what if the sniper is here and we get into another fight? I don't have any more bullets, just FYI.
Don't worry. I have a gun.
Okay. He takes out his sidearm, checks the barrel, then holsters it again. I mean, I would also, get out my gun, but like I said, I don't have any more bullets, so it wouldn't actually do anything, I suppose. I also have a gun, that's true.
I know. It was not easy to acquire.
Anyway, let's go. I also have this crowbar, so maybe I can use that as a weapon, if necessary. It's going to be more useful than my gun, probably. Yep, I only have one more quest open, which is to find the murder weapon. And the fact that I haven't finished this yet makes me a little bit worried. Maybe I should have looked around more to find this before we come here. Then again, if the sniper is on the island, then so might be the weapon. And yeah, I mean, this one I don't want to finish anyway. So, let's see what is on the other side of the door. Okay, I guess we will just exit here. Alright, more island. Something I can look at here. Oh, hang on. Small white flowers blossom all around. A rubber dinghy. It's deflated, broken. Huh. Ooh, well. Is this our mysterious fireman? And he has what looks like a sniper rifle. The air smells sweet and scary somehow. Okay, before we talk to him, is there anything else around here we can look at? Sooner or later, we obviously have to talk to him, but I mean, he doesn't seem dangerous at the moment. He's just sitting here. And it doesn't look like anyone we've seen before, so, It's just some random guy with a gun. Okay, anyway. Let's talk to him, I suppose.
An old man, wearing tracksuit trousers, leans on the frame stock of his rifle. He gathers a big ball of spit in his mouth.
The deserter. Yeah, definitely haven't seen this guy before.
Then spits it out into the extinguished fire before him. He raises his black eyes, hooded by creased eyelids, to meet yours. Unclouded by cataracts, his eyesight is sharp.
Are you the fire guy? You've retained your eyesight. Did you close the blast door? Nice gun you've got there. Sir, I need you to put down that gun so we can talk further. We're with the police. Proceed. I'm with the police. You can keep the gun, but keep it down. Not one move. Proceed. Sorry for disturbing you. Goodbye. Okay, maybe let's ask these initial questions first. Oh, are you the fire guy?
The what now? I can't hear you.
Did you recently tell 2 kids to put out their fire, 2 twins, right?
I may have. All sorts of little rats have come sniffing around, trying to give up the position.
Okay.
The position sounds like a hiding place.
So, you're hiding here.
Fire guy. Regressive bourgeoisie henchman. Can't even talk like a grown-up.
I mean, that's the name that the kids used, so that's why it sounds like, children's talk. So apparently you've retained your eyesight, huh?
My eyesight? Yes. Helps me see all the shit.
Right. And did you close the blast door?
I did. And you opened it. How?
I fueled the generator, then used the console. How did you know I was coming? I mean, I guess I wasn't exactly stealthy. But yeah, I fueled the generator.
I should have burned that console down.
He shakes his head. So how did you know I was coming?
Reactionary rock and roll music. Playing on the water.
Okay, so you heard my what was that? Sad FM? Reactionary rock and roll music, okay?
Told you we shouldn't play sad FM.
But you didn't say that, Kim. It was not rock and roll, it was sad FM, exactly. It was not reactionary, it was cool, say nothing. I think he did say that, at least something to that effect. But yeah, it was not rock and roll, it was sad FM.
Sad FM, huh? I always hated that station. Phlegmatic, counter-revolutionary dirges. Sadness is a mental illness. A weapon of the bourgeoisie.
Sadness is a mental illness. Okay, so I take it that you're a revolutionary, just from the way that you talk.
The fascists were right about rock and roll. It is degenerate. Hip gyrating, mental illness music.
Why are you so angry at everything? But yeah, nice gun you got there.
It's not nice. It's a piece of shit. But it gets the job done.
Uh-huh. And what job would that be? And is it a Bell McGrave?
It's a Triangong 446.
Southeast Samarin made. Exotic. Must be defunct too. No modern rifle manufacturer of that name springs to mind.
Interesting.
A Samaran rifle. How did you get hold of one?
It was sent to us by our brothers in the Sinyao commune. Military aid.
He pets the rifle.
It has stayed true to him. He can still make it sing.
So could this be our murder weapon? I have no clue. But yeah, what is the Sinyao commune?
You heard me. It's good now. Like chalk wiped from the board.
His gaze turns inwards.
He's right. Almost no one remembers there was a third metastasis of the world revolution in the Safre Empire, extinguished in '06.
So basically another revolutionary group. Makes sense. It's not wiped from the board. I remember it. Let it vanish. Well, yeah, apparently I remember it. And again, I asked him what it is, so maybe I do not remember it.
It's almost as if they were never there. Only the rifle remains, cradled by the old man.
Your weapon has stayed true to you. Mine has stayed true to me too. Put your hand on your belt. I mean, except for the very long time where I lost it. But maybe I should kind of hint at the fact that I do have a weapon. Even, he doesn't know that I don't have any bullets for it, right?
Yes, I bet you've killed a lot of people with it. You fascist fuck.
Depends on how much you would consider a lot, because as far as I know, it's been 4 people.
Have you come to make me one of them?
Not if I don't have to.
His right eye twitches. With what? Fear? Rage?
Yeah, I mean, even though he's talking very slowly and quietly, he seems to be very angry at everything.
We have come to ask you questions, nothing more.
The lieutenant puts his hand on his holster.
If you do not comply, we will take you in. Do you understand?
Another spitball lands in the ashes. That's all the answer he gives. Okay, so what option do we choose? Sir, I need you to put down that gun, or you can keep the gun. Let's try to make him put down the gun.
The lieutenant pulls his pistol from the holster.
You are a glorified night watchman. This is a service rifle. I can only lay it down before an enemy commander of corresponding rank.
Well, actually, I'm a double freighter. What is your rank?
His elbows rest on the frame stock, calmly for now. But he may still get it in his hands. Looks like he knows the weapon. You don't see a magazine in the well.
You don't even have a magazine. I have an authority skill check here. I am an enemy commander of rank. Put it down. Okay, but keep the gun down while we talk. Kim, turn to the lieutenant. Yeah, apparently you do not have a magazine. I guess this is where the magazine would go.
You're right. It's a good thing I got one in the chamber.
So we just need to take your word for it that there is a bullet in the chamber.
Oh, wait. Yes.
Okay, apparently there is. Okay, but keep the gun down while we talk. I suppose I will try my luck with that skill check.
The words, "I am an enemy commander," sound cold as iron from your lungs. The old man still hugs his gun.
And what rank would that be, dog?
Lieutenant, Lieutenant Freighter, Lieutenant Double Freighter. Right, that is my rank, is it not?
A big wheel of the 4th Regiment of the Pederast Army. To hell with it. It's a walking stick anyway.
Okay, well in that case, you probably won't mind putting it down, right?
It's out of bullets.
The old man lays the rifle down carelessly, then stares at it, just lying there.
Like an amputated limb in the sand. He stares on, his wrinkled mouth moving without a sound. A strange sadness, like a song.
What did you say? About what in particular?
The future teaches you to be alone.
Okay.
The present.
Let's see what conceptualization comes up with.
The present to be afraid and cold.
The old man pulls back the hood of his plastic cape and looks up into the sky. It's blue-gray, the same color as the sea. Those words, "the future teaches you," pick up the gun lying in the sand. Who are you? What have you been using this gun for? I mean, that's the important question, right? Yeah, let's ask him about these words.
Real music. Real brilliant kult. That's La Revacholière, not your rock and roll misanthropy. Chanson de soldat of the black and whites.
Okay, so some kind of revolutionary song.
Marching song.
Okay.
Forget about that for a moment. You need to address that remark first.
Why? I'm not a misanthrope. I'm a half-dead police officer who's just doing his job. I know La Revacholière. It's the marching song of the World Revolution, understood. Yeah, I guess I do know about it.
There you go. 1 of 3.
His eyes remain fixed on the sky as he sighs and adds,
In Grad, they sang brave children, favorites of history. And in Sinyao, it was some Samaran shit, I guess.
La River Chaulier, I've heard that name somewhere else, in a dream. How does it go, that song? Thank you for clearing that up. Have I heard it in a dream? I don't remember.
Everyone has. They named a fucking perfume after it.
No, that's not it. I've talked to her. So it was one of those weird dreams.
Talk to her?
Yes, I get these cold spells. Yes, in the church, point southwest. Nothing, we have serious things to talk about. Yeah, sometimes I have some weird dreams and visions, so to speak.
It's the drugs you're all on. Druggies, whiners, and whores.
He closes his eyes in disgust. That actually might be true.
There was something there when he said, talked to her. He was curious. All around you, the air slowly circulates the islet, carrying little swallows and black-beaked seagulls in its slow drift. They all, every one of them, every bird, mammal, and crustacean,
What about it?
keep their distance.
When I said I've talked to her, you were curious. Apparently so.
I've seen kids lose their minds and start talking to the city, asking it to protect them when the shelling gets bad, calling it La River Chaulier. Cities can't talk. It's bourgeois idealism. I don't want to talk about this shit anymore.
Okay, I think I remember it now. It was when he collapsed after dancing. He had like a weird vision with the city talking to him. Okay, I remember now. Anyway, tell me more about the song.
How did it go?
He looks at his gun on the ground and shakes his head slowly.
Something about shooting rabbits. I don't know. I can't remember. It doesn't matter. It's gone now.
Okay.
He waves erratically with his hand, annoyed that he can't remember. A little tremor passes through him.
Okay, so we have more options here, but I got yet another skill point. So let's see, where do we want to put it? I mean, I could put something into my intellect. Ironically, my motorics are actually pretty well developed already. So maybe something here would be nice. Sure, let's put it into, I don't know, drama. Okay, now let's continue. Sure, let's pick up the gun lying in the sand.
His gaze follows your motions. The rifle feels surprisingly light in your hand, frame stocked and patched in places with tape and wire. Still warm from his parched hands. Not the metal. The metal is ice cold. This weapon has been modified several times.
Alright, let's inspect it closer.
The rifle's in a shabby state, like a crutch that's seen too much travel. Hieroglyphs are embossed into the forearm, made of walnut. On the butt, you see Vespertine writing, burnt into the wood. Triangong, 4.46mm, made in Sinyao.
It's, as he said, it's a Triangong made in Xianyao. This uses jacketed ammunition. The rifle has been patched and modified several times. Okay, apparently it is a Triangong.
No one said it has to be a Belmagrave. We were just guessing.
Right.
From ballistics, it could easily have been a triangle, too.
Okay. I guess then we may have found our murder weapon.
It doesn't matter if it was made in Shanti Shanti. All it has to do is use jacketed ammunition. And it does.
Yep, it totally does.
The right type and the right calibre.
The lieutenant nods, glancing at the gun. And apparently it has been patched and modified several times.
I wonder how old it is.
Very old, apparently.
The old man does not answer. He just stares in front of him.
Alright, I guess we will stow the gun with us.
The old man keeps following your motion with his gaze. His right arm twitches suddenly.
Uh-oh, what are you doing?
Some kind of involuntary response? Something is slightly off with his motorings.
I mean, he doesn't have a gun anymore, so it's not like he can shoot us or anything, right?
This looked very much like the murder weapon. It could be used against him to get a confession in time.
Alright, so let's ask, who exactly are you, except the deserter?
My name is Josef Lilianovich Dross, Political Commissar of the 114th Anti-Aircraft Division of the 4th Army of the Commune of Revachol.
So you really are like a revolutionary, one that actually fought in the revolution? Is that what you're saying? But you're also a deserter, so who or what did you desert?
I am a deserter, a partisan, and a prisoner of war. This is my termless surrender.
His eyes turn to the reeds again, dead and dull. Okay, so you're a deserter and a partisan and a prisoner of war. Well, now you are, I guess. But I mean, the revolution is over. There is no more war. Not really, anyway.
The commune of Revachol? Do you mean the ICM? You're a holdover from the...
From the Insulindian Citizens Militia, the army of the revolution. I was recruited in Jamrock in '07, trained in the École de Contrôle Orient, and consigned to emergency defense duties in '08.
Okay, but you do realize that the revolution and the war is over. You're not like one of these Japanese soldiers stranded on an island after World War II and they didn't realize that the war's over and they just kept on fighting. This is not the case like this, right? You're just hiding here for some reason.
I left my unit on the eve of the landing. When I returned here on May 14th, the commune had fallen. Still armed and ideologically trained, I wrote a criticism of myself and resumed partisan duties.
Okay, so you actually deserted when, the other people invaded or attacked at the landing. And then you decided, okay, I deserted them, but now I will continue to fight for them as a partisan? Okay.
51 minus 8 equals 43.
You've been on this island for 43 years. How long have you been on this island? Well, logic has already calculated it for me.
No. I've been on other islands too.
Yeah, I mean, apparently he hasn't been on this island exclusively. For example, he may have left like cigarettes in Land's End, so sometimes he seems to be, somewhere else.
I was in Resurrection until they turned it into a spa in 18. Then I was an E48, a nameless sound, until the sea washed over it. Then I came back here. That was 22 years ago.
But you have been hiding for 43 years, even if it's not just this island.
43 years and 10 months.
That's insane. That's steadfast. I don't even know what that is. It's pretty insane, yes?
It's not how a human being should live. But I had to. I couldn't just forget. I couldn't just forget what I saw.
Okay.
What have you been doing during all this time?
Hiding, fishing, waiting.
He looks across the water. Where the afternoon grows late, on Rue de Saint-Ghislain, people walk home. Street lights will soon be lit. Further inland, the streets are alive with workers, men, women, children, street hawks and migrant laborers. The temperature is steady. Alto cumulus clouds form above Precinct 41.
Always waiting.
The old man turns his eye from the shore and back at you. And for what have you been waiting?
For her to return.
Who is her?
Her who?
Girl child. Revolution.
That doesn't tell me anything. Girl, child, revolution, I'm afraid she's gone. She better come. I too have given my life to Mazovian socio-economics. I dare not dream anymore. Nothing in history is guaranteed, but revolution is still a possibility. Yeah, what exactly is girl, child, revolution?
Always.
I mean, I have a little bit of a background in Mazovian socio-economics. I wouldn't say I have given my life to it, though. But I mean, who knows? Revolution is still a possibility, sure.
No. The material base for an uprising has eroded. The working class has betrayed mankind and themselves.
Well, if you say so.
The historic opportunity for a revolution has passed. It will not come back anymore, however hard I try, whatever I do.
And would that include sniping mercenaries, maybe?
So that's why he's the deserter.
Once a deserter, always a deserter. Don't say it. I mean, he seems to think that he's still fighting for the revolution, but he's just been hiding all this time, so I guess it's not wrong.
I have done everything a man can do. What have you done?
We keep people alive. We help them survive, whatever the ideological situation, day in and day out.
Thank you, Kim.
Survive? For what?
Okay, so what else can we ask him? You said you deserted your unit. What is this place, this island? How have you survived all this time? How have you concealed yourself all this time? You said this is your terminal surrender. You're a communist soldier from the communist army. So yeah, you deserted your unit, you say.
I was just 16 years old. 15 when I volunteered. I had a lapse of faith. And of courage, too.
Well, I mean, if you were 16, I can kinda understand it.
Well done. I won't explain it to a minion of capital.
Alright, tell me more about this island.
It's not an island, Dwight. It's a defensive fortification of the commune of Revachol. And I am its last surviving defender.
And what was it used for?
The congenitally deformed King Philip II built it to restrict access to the Bay of Revachol. We captured it in '02, retrofitted the fort with an AA gun to defend against an airborne landing. Against the whole world.
You mean the retaking of Revachol?
Coalition military called it Operation Deathblow. I later found out on the radio they called it Deathblow. You're one of them. Tell me, who speaks like that? We had 50 million people on Caillou alone.
First, I'm not one of them. Well, I guess technically I am. Coalition military. Someone who's come to end this madness. Murderers, I know what you mean. Tell me something else. Well, yeah, I guess coalition military speaks like that.
Iblis,
Iblis?
the black-eyed angel.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
Shaitan Ahura, the darkened one.
Yeah, I think Iblis is like the Islamic word for like the devil or Lucifer. But still, fairly random. Why bring this up? So how have you survived all this time?
How does anyone survive? I steal.
Okay, so you sometimes leave the island to steal stuff. Figures.
Now hold on there.
That's a choice. You could have become self-employed. Create the system. I don't really want to discuss something like that with him now. So, what do you steal?
Supplies, vegetables. I collect rainwater. It's the life of a dog. not a human being.
He coughs once more, then puts his hand on his belly.
How is your health, Mr. Dross?
I've been throwing up blood since winter. Red, like beetroot. Been passing it in stew, too.
Well, that doesn't sound good.
He does seem frail. Gaunt for his age. More like 75 than 65. Trouble putting on weight could mean cancer.
The RCM can provide medical services. You need to be looked over.
I need to die. You don't have medical facilities. You have guns. That's all they give you. Toy guns.
We have Dramamine and other opioid-based painkillers. You must be in pain. This is a serious situation. You need to be looked over, and we can do it. How have you coped mentally? Yeah. Do you need any painkillers?
I have been running out of that stuff.
The light goes on in his eyes. He smacks his dry lips.
There's no way he could manage the pain without them. It's safe to say he is addicted to painkillers by now.
Yeah, I guess you like Dramamine, huh?
It's the little joys. A dark joke. A sunshiny day. Morphine.
All right. But I think you really need to be looked over.
There's nothing to look over. The triage is in, and it's black. Administer morphine. Moribund.
Well, that's depressing. And how are you mentally?
I haven't. I have holes in my brain. Years missing. Others filled with pain only. A decade of...
His eyes roll into his skull and back.
I don't even know what. Inferno?
Not appreciatively. I also live in hell. I also have holes in my brain. Point to your head. You notice the lieutenant is about to say something. Okay, I would like to hear what he has to say, since my options are kinda stupid.
I would imagine it gets tremendously difficult, mentally, to live in isolation.
Traitors. It's better alone. I watch the people of this city turn the lights back on more and more each year. Ruins, glimmering in the dark, like a fucking merry-go-round. It's disgusting.
He looks down at his shoes, his face parched from the sun and the wind. There's a wince of pain in there somewhere. Okay, so how have you concealed yourself all these years?
It was hard in the Thames. I didn't have partisan training. They were searching for stragglers, those bloodhounds. Floodlights on the water at night.
There were posters, campaigns.
We communards still hoped, and they needed to snuff that hope out. The East capitulated. Martinez and Coal City were turned to dust. But Jamrock, Forburg, even Coron, and Boogie Street, of course. Those fucking kips had Marsov coursing through their veins. And others too. Some cordons of Revachol was still fighting. There were cells. I tried to contact them. Soon they all went silent. The frequency's dead.
So how did you get between here and the mainland?
At night, I used a dinghy. I only went after dark then. When I got to the city, I stayed underground. Patrols, you lot, the commons too. They'd started snitching.
In the city, you move underground?
From bunker to bunker. Not anymore. No one cares now. I don't even have to hide. They think I'm another antisocial vagrant. I could walk straight into that town if I wanted. I just...
He falls silent, his gaze fixed on the shacks huddled together across the water. Why don't you just walk there? The weapons cache under St. Ghislaine 22B. In the basement. Have you been there? There's a small bunker under the Felt building. Have you stayed there? One more question. Do you smoke Tiomotiri cigarettes? Yeah, so why don't you just walk there?
I don't want to. They're all traitors. Pigs, rabbits, and dogs. Men without ideals are only animals.
Okay, and what about the weapons cache?
So you finally found it. There must have been a small squadron's worth of arms in there. Elmer Graves, right?
Right.
Useless now. Rusted away.
Indeed.
So you've been there.
Sleeping. Some nights. Ammo scrounging on others. Those McGraves were shit, even before they corroded. Some had bullets in the chamber, however.
You feel the dots connecting. Little dots on the map he's walked across.
Indeed. And yeah, what about the bunker under the Feld building?
The propaganda bunker. I used to, but not anymore.
Yeah, I mean, we established that no one had been there in quite some time.
Propaganda bunker?
They stored leaflets there. Broadcasting equipment, too. Made broadcasts, I think. Propaganda officers. I buried them with their leaflets. They killed themselves. 2 young boys.
Killed themselves?
A lot of our boys did. I spent some winters there. Never liked it. Kept thinking of them. No need to go underground anymore. It's better in the ruins, on the ground.
Okay, let's ask him about the cigarettes as well.
I do.
And ever smoke them on the mainland? Point at Land's End?
They're good. Plenty of tar. I like that boy on the pack, too. Reminds me of the last century.
Okay, so they probably were his cigarettes.
The old man looks across the water at the city, the ruins, the motorways rising above it.
Okay, so what do you mean by termless surrender?
You're with the RCM. The coalition-appointed mob that enforces bourgeois morals in Revachol. A so-called Lieutenant W. Freighter.
We're not coalition appointed, we just try to help people. That's right, we're with the good guys. We enforce the law, we keep these animals from killing each other. I know what it looks like, but I have secret plans to turn the RCM into a Masovian revolutionary unit. We're with the RCM, let's leave it at that. Yeah, I think that's really the only thing that's important at the moment.
Let's. You represent the Moralist International, the enemies of humanity who took this city. I represent their adversary, the Parti Communiste dans le Monde. Take me to them as a prisoner of war. I have relinquished my weapon. I can no longer serve. No superiors can relieve me of my duty. You bulldoze them all to a mass grave for trying to free humanity.
His hand shakes and he breaks into a coughing fit. Yeah, but I mean, there isn't really a war anymore, so you're not really a prisoner of war.
A spray of blood from his mouth on the black charcoal in the fire pit.
If he continues like that, he's going to die on the spot.
Rene, the royalist on the coast, said,
You never signed the Revacholian Instrument of Surrender. Before that, tell me. Okay, so he never surrendered, so to him he's still in a war.
Liberal reactionaries signed that instrument. Traitors who should have been burned alive. I answer to the Communist Party.
Which I suppose doesn't exist anymore.
Is that part of why you've been here all this time? Because the party didn't surrender?
He just wipes the blood from his chin.
Honorable, that's insane, understood. It is kinda insane, yes.
You're insane. Radio shows, speed racing, sporting goods. None of it is real.
But sitting on an island fighting a war that is over is real? I don't think so. So you're a communist soldier, right?
No, I am not a soldier. I am an ideological officer. I belong to the party, not the army.
But you said you were trained and assigned to the Defense Corps.
Trained in historical materialism, then assigned as a political commissar by the party. These things used to mean something.
Wait, what does a political commissioner do?
The old man does not answer. He tilts his silver head and looks at the reeds. You see a small tremor pass through his legs.
His job was to assure the army answers to civilian control and follows the ideology of the Commune.
Okay, understood.
Scientific communism. A commissaire politique is a knight philosopher of the revolution, a future human.
A knight philosopher of the revolution. Okay, whatever.
Awakened from shutdown by the promise of ideology.
But it means you're a trained communist, right?
He nods slowly. Then another tremor.
Point to yourself, I'm also a communist. Point to yourself, I'm a moralist. I'm kinda a little bit of both, actually. I'm revolutionary too. Today, the real revolutionizing is done by entrepreneurs. I'm not really into politics myself, say nothing. Well, I mean, I still have more communist points than moralist points, so I guess I'm going with option number 1.
No, you're not. You're a liberast.
What is that?
You should engage him about inframaterialism. Impress him with all the ideas you picked up from the reading group.
Yeah, maybe I should. Then again, I'm not sure what he would think of that reading group, to be honest.
No, don't. This man does not subscribe to intellectual daydreams. The communism he mourns is a planetary force.
I thought so. But yeah, what is a liberast?
A liberal and a pederast.
Okay.
It's what most liberals are.
Well, but I'm not a liberal. I'm slightly more communist than liberal.
Detective, we have not come here to discuss ideology.
Fair enough.
We have come to ask questions regarding a murder investigation.
Yes.
The old man spits into the fire pit. He does not say anything more. A jitter passes his lower body. The expression on his face is unreadable. There's some sort of interference there. Neurological.
Maybe.
There's definitely something off with his body. Something more than just metabolism or even cancer.
Do I have other questions?
There's nothing serious in this world. It's a farce.
Okay, I have another question. I have a skill check. However, the episode is getting very long again, so maybe I can leave this conversation and we will continue this in the next one. At least I hope that's what this option is.
I ain't going anywhere.
Clearly. Okay, yeah, I guess we may have found our sniper here, but we will continue this conversation in the next episode. For now, let's make a cut. As always, thank you for watching and see you again next time.